Do you have $200,000 laying around to buy a new boat and truck? I sure as don't. This is why I modified my 2020 Honda Civic to be able to pull a 2023 Sea-Doo Fish Trophy, and I turned it into one of the most badass fishing vehicles on the water. Here's how I did it. Okay, so first things first is I had to modify my Honda Civic to be able to pull the Sea-Doo in the first place. I did this by taking off the rear bumper, taking off the actual bumper itself underneath the panels, and then I had to trim down some of the pieces of the actual bumper itself so that way it could fit in underneath the panels. It's 83 degrees outside and we're sitting in the garage. That's the 2020 Honda Civic Si, so I got to take the bumper off and with the trim some of the bumper plate right here. By no means am I saying an expert at this at all. Like, don't even take this wrong in any way, shape, or form. I'm literally just doing this because I'm too cheap to actually like buy a tow vehicle. Got a 200 miles used as a trade-in. Some old guy did not like how it drove, so he gave it back in, I guess. He didn't realize how the manual clutch worked. I actually like it a lot. I've tuned it. I've yet to do any kind of major modifications to it yet. So this is like my first like actual physical one, which I am gonna have to cut off the exhaust, so that'll be fun. I don't see how there's any way this could possibly make a difference, but hey, I mean the only thing is that it like kind of cuts down a little bit and splits it. Like I guess we'll find out, huh? I think it sounds pretty good. Also, let me remind you, this is not the reason I'm doing this at all. The reason I'm doing this is purely to be able to pull this Sea-Doo here. And I didn't want to get a whole new vehicle. I hate to borrow everyone else's vehicles all the time, so I'm purely doing this to get that tow hitch on. If it does sound too bad, I'll get another one, but for now, I think it sounds decent. I'll throw all this stuff back on and we'll see how it turns out. So now I'm at the point, oh wow, I'm installing the towing wire kit, I guess. It's so that way when I hook up the lights and everything and the brakes, they all work on the trailer. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of tearing panels apart. It's actually a pretty fun car to work on. It's pretty basic. Well, I was gonna break it in a couple more hours. But that's here, so I might put it back on the trailer, head back, work on my car, do this another day. It's hot, honestly. So I cut the muffler tip off. As a result, this deal, I had it too close. Here, I'll show you guys. Pretty freaking close to where the exhaust has actually been smacking into a whole bunch. So I'm currently about to go ahead and cut the muffler not the resonators, but the muffler themselves, like not just the tip. The tip really didn't change much sound at all, honestly. I might even show you guys what it sounds like currently. Like, so if deleted just muffler tip, when I cut the actual muffler off, then it's gonna come down to whether or not it's too loud. It's like obnoxiously loud, then I'm gonna have to immediately go and get some patched up really quickly because I'm not gonna be able to drive around Tennessee with it like that. So I'm about to find out. I have no idea really what to expect. I feel like it's probably gonna actually sound pretty cool. I don't really know how I'm gonna pin it up yet. I got these metal like wire hanger clip things and hose clamps. Yeah, and I'm also gonna install an anti-hitch rattler on my Civic on the like receiver part of my car because it is pretty freaking loud currently. There we go. Okay guys, today's the day. Finally got all my stuff in. I got pretty much everything I think I could possibly need to trick this jet ski out, minus like maybe 2 or 3 different things. Like the only other thing I could possibly think of might be like a shallow water anchor, maybe like, I don't know, those like bait well things they have on the side here, but I don't really plan on taking it out in the ocean really that much. So I don't really see myself really needing that a whole lot. But I do have the cooler. I got the gas caddy deal here and the storage unit, which I do have to install the link things for the top still. I'll be doing that here in a little bit, but I'm about to start working. Whatever. Well, I'm about to start working on this. I'm gonna get everything rigged up. I have my trolling motor. I'm still waiting on the batteries. Actually, that's one thing I will get to probably later this week, anyways. So that shouldn't be a big deal. Hopefully, I'll get those in and get them rigged up. I'm not really for sure yet if I'm gonna use that link box or not. I really don't want to tear the link box up that much if I don't have to, seeing how expensive it was. But it is kind of the best location here for it. So I don't really see, like I'm gonna put it, you can only really stack like 2 things on top here, then I'm gonna have a cooler deal here. Oh yeah, I did get that. You got this cooler deal, trolling motor, these speed ties, snapping fender deals, some navigation light and GoPro clips. These are from Sonar. These are all from the Jet LED people, which also have my graph mounts that I'll be installing up there. So yeah, this will be fun. I don't know. I'm gonna try and record a little bit of it. I don't know how in depth I'm really gonna go, but this is just finally got all the pieces I need. I had a little mishap and had probably like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months of waiting go down. I was waiting on a buddy of mine to help me try and rig it out, and then he was gonna try and manufacture some of the parts and be able to resell them or whatever, but that deal did not go through. Unfortunately, that didn't go through, but luckily, there's a dude in New Zealand who makes, I think so, yeah, the guy in New Zealand makes the graph mounts and makes a bunch of other parts for his jet skis, GC jet ski.
Or Kelly McWilliams.
Hello. Putting crap on my jet ski. Alright, so as I was saying, try and get this thing all rigged out. I'm going to try and show quite a bit of it. I'm going to show at least the stuff I've not really seen online anyways. I did quite a few little tricks. So I'm probably going to do one big video, like one overcap video like this one. Probably going to be pretty short. This one's I'll probably show like a little bits and pieces of like maybe a couple of the tricks and things I really had to figure out, but I'll probably go back later in detail more on the little niche things that I have to do to make this all work. So I might even show you, might even do like a montage time lapse deal or whatever. That'd be cool. But maybe, I don't know. Let me guys know what you think. But so far, everything on this boat is so well thought out that I don't think I'm gonna dislike anything I'm adding to it, really. If it all works out, that's awesome. The only other possible thing I could possibly even think of would be a bilge pump for the footwells, but that's just too much. I'm not gonna do that until maybe way down the road and when I actually have some money recouped up a little bit from this thing, because I'm pretty broke at the moment. So this is gonna be the electrical takeout on the whatever this is. Very aggravating. So I've gotten the back deck off of the jet ski. Took a look at the Garmin transducer down in the bottom of the boat, and it actually had drained a little bit of fluid. I think it's like antifreeze, RV antifreeze fluid. I'm gonna have to put some of that in there, but I'm gonna get to that later. I went ahead and got the cooler put together. For the most part, I need to drill some holes in the bottom of it still. So then inside of here, we just have these bolts right here, and the bolt right here, and that should release that whole front nose cap. We spent so much time trying to get this booger off right here. If it wasn't for this booger, I might have already had this all done already like a month ago. But here we are. I think I kind of figured out how to get that off on my own now anyways, but I don't think I'll need to take that out yet. But I might make a video later to show you guys how to do that, just for shits and giggles or whatever, I guess. But for now, we're just taking off this front nose piece, so I'm gonna get to unscrewing and we'll take that piece off, and then I'm gonna go about seeing what I need to do to take off this top this top rim right here, and I'm pretty sure that's just a bunch of different little trim tabs and stuff throughout here, so we'll get to it. I currently have my whole front end basically in pieces because when I got this piece assembled originally, I guess, they missed this little Y piece and it was like got pretty jarred up, which was making it hit in a couple places down there. Our Adrenaline Cycles went ahead and replaced this deal. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, but first I'm gonna go ahead and cut these down to make the mount fit for the graphs. It's looking pretty cool, I can't lie. It's looking way better than I expected. Shout out to the guys in New Zealand and Australia for making these parts. If it wasn't for them, I'm pretty sure I would be screwed or paying a couple $1,000s for some fabricator to do a custom job, but they've done the research, they've done the work. Their parts look pretty solid. I'm gonna put them on, give them a test, let you guys know what I think. I have no sponsorship whatsoever with these guys. I'm literally just, this has been like a dream of mine for the past like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. I seen one a couple years ago on the road and I was like, man, that thing looks awesome. And could have got a bass boat, of course, but having a little Honda Civic, I can't really do that. So here we are modifying a Sea-Doo to be able to do that. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how this all goes together on here. I'm guessing this will go like right here. Okay, so right now we're dribbling out the bottom of the bottom cover. I guess it's the top cover of the storage box. I guess this has to get trimmed down right here. I don't know if you can see that, but that little tab right there needs to get trimmed down flush so that way this can fit, I think, either under it or above it. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I think that looks good. And I still have to put the Garmin here, but for now there's the Lowrance. So what we're doing is we're trimming those tabs to make sure it doesn't hit here, here, and here. And once we do that, then we'll be able to put that back on, and then I'll route some of the cables for the Lowrance. I don't have the action target yet or the sniper mount, so I'm gonna just route them kind of half-assed. So I'm just gonna route them kind of half-assed for now, and then we'll see how it goes from there, see how it looks and all that. So I was putting this back on, and there's a bolt that goes up inside of here, and when I went to put that on, I dropped it. Or actually, I dropped one of them when I took it off earlier, and it fell down in here. I did it again over there. Well, just now I was putting the bolt back on this one right here, and I dropped it again. So just side note, be cautious of dropping little pieces down inside of these little fenders things right here, because these are not really fun to take off of either. Take off over and over again either, but here we are. So I'm about to take these off again. I just got the speaker moved out. Taking the speaker off kind of sucks too. You gotta loosen this thing off, pop that out. It kind of has a weird locking mechanism. Then you gotta take the bolt off of the speaker, which is up in there. It's a pain in the ass to get to. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's like way up in, mega pain in the ass to get to. Pry the speaker, pop it out, then you can finally get to this. So now I took this little bolt out of that one, and now you have like a little latch deal up in there that's kind of like works as the lock, and then it's just on two or three little pins right through here, so you slide it that direction. Holy shit, I dropped 3 things in there. If I walk away first, with you's not my home, it's time you let me. GoPro sucks. What's on camera? Did I bin that one? think I got it all straight. It's still all off. That's good. So now I'm taking the bolts out of the ride plate to put the transducer on. Oh shit, take one side up from this one. Okay, so I just basically spliced into the system for now just to test it. I'll come back later and solder that and make it look pretty, but just for now. Duh, it would help if I actually plugged them back in first. So this thing ended up being a way bigger pain in the ass than I figured. You pretty much had to find all the little right slots and cut them out using this thing that they provide in the CD package, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass and really tedious to do. And I'm not really a big fan of loosening and tightening this kind of stuff over and over again. I've already had the cooler kind of come loose on that back deck, so I'm not really that big of a fan of like doing this over and over again, but hopefully this is the only time I gotta do this. I gotta drill the hole in the back for the transducer and wire the transducer up. So I had to wrestle with this thing to get it out. Finally snapped out, but good lord was it tough. I don't even know what I was catching on. Gotta love drilling holes. So now I gotta run the transducer cable through this hole. I gotta epoxy the hole back up, cover it up, and run it alongside the engine or whatever, alongside the inside of the hole, up to the front, and then to the actual graph on the left side of the jet ski. And here I am drilling the holes for the fender bumpers. I've also installed the quick pulley system for the docking, whatever. It's like a pull wire in the front. I'll show you guys that in a later video probably, but here I am testing the bumpers out. It looks cool and all, but I've already had one break, so that's cool. Pretty cool. Putting the nose piece back on is pretty simple. It's like 4 bolts. Putting on a navigation and GoPro mount now on the front of the jet ski, which is pretty useful for nighttime or for filming, but you'll see in the future video how that went for me. And now this is the trolling motor mount. I am having to line it up right, and then actually had to drill some new holes in there, which I don't know if Jet LEDs knows that or not, but it wasn't too big of a deal. It was actually kind of fun to deal with, but right here I almost hit the Sea-Doo. I'm sorry. I almost hit the hole, but then I had to go back through, and I was pretty tedious about this, and it got all tight, which after about a year of using this, I've actually had it binned out now, and I'll show you guys in another video, but I keep saying this. Days like today suck because Pongo wants to go run. Hey, no, buddy, we can't. It's storming outside right now, buddy. I'm sorry. Hey, stop. You'll go soon. I'm sorry. Poor Bubba. Hey, chill. Pongo, let go, buddy. We'll go out in a little bit. I'm gonna go work out, okay? Stay here. It's a good boy. I know. I know. I mean, I love them. Now going to the Sniper Marines headquarters, looking here at the prototypes and the different models they have, the bunch of different handles, colors, the different attachments, anything you could possibly need. And here they are helping put it on and showing me the different ways it works. Pretty handy. I figured out that right here where they have it isn't actually the most ideal position, but again, talk about it in the future video. first active target 2 I think anyone's ever put on a Sea-Doo. I'm not sure if someone has before or not, but no one has this way, I guarantee you that. I'm pretty sure this is the first one in the world. I know there's a guy in Australia, shout out to him. He works with the Jet LED guys. They're the ones that actually made some of my brackets I put up on front. I know he has quite the system with like pontoons and whatever on the sides of his jet ski, but I'm pretty sure this is the first, at least modular setup that there's ever been, at least to this degree, with the trolling motor as well on top of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox Active Target 2, run it through my sniper mount. I'll show you guys that here in a second. It's pretty freaking awesome. Huge shout out to the Sniper Marine guys. They actually gave me their first prototype of this mount. It's actually pretty badass. It allows them to mount it at any angle coming off the boat, as long as they have a flat like surface somewhere to mount the rails. It's pretty sweet. I'll show you guys that here in a second, but for now I'm gonna show you the time lapse of opening this and getting all the shit out of here, and then I'll put it on that post. So this here is the Sniper Marine mount. It's pretty cool. It allows pretty much, you can see I can just like turn the handle and it lets me rotate it however I want. Pretty sweet design, honestly. I think a lot of older generation crowd and a lot more of the people that maybe aren't as like super nimble on a trolling motor, aren't always on a trolling motor, probably don't really fish as often, would probably benefit a whole lot from one of these, honestly. Because when it allows you to do, you're not so worried about your movement as you are where it's pointing. Like, it don't matter where you're trolling motor, your partner or whoever with you, if you're not fishing alone, can be sitting there controlling this thing completely separate of the trolling motor, which is a huge benefit for people that don't really understand it or aren't really like that don't really think that they're utilizing it to the 100%. Because if they were, then they wouldn't really worry about it. But if you're one of those guys that's been curious about it, check this thing out. No. I am bearing the freezing cold here, trying to find a way to stream my forward facing to my laptop, which will help me stream it back to my desktop at home. I'm trying to find a way to stream vertical and horizontal, and it's not working out too well right here. So I am with my trolling motor down, with my computer out, using an iPad, phone, anything I could possibly do here, trying to find a way to like share the Wi-Fi off of the unit, but then also share it to my computer, which will then utilize my phone's internet to then share it to the actual internet to my desktop at home. And I couldn't get to work, and then here I am just jacking around in one of my favorite areas downtown. Don't tell anybody, please don't waypoint this and fish this, please. It took me about 10 to 15 different trips to the river to get this fully figured out, and I still never actually got it figured out. Here we are in, I think this is still in January. This might still be before, a couple of days before I got hacked, actually. I'll make another video about that. I lost all my crypto I've had since high school and college, but we'll talk about that again later. Here I am again at the river. This is down Nickajack, a little bit further down. I'm going out to actually test out I think my trolling motor again maybe, and come to find out my actual starting batteries have an issue this time. So, fun day. If you're still watching at this point, I'm pretty shocked, honestly. Like, this shit's pretty boring and I'm an idiot. My voice probably sounds horrible. I'm not good at talking. I'm autistic as hell. So, like, if you're still watching, please subscribe. Please, God, comment. Let me know if you guys watch this. If there's more than, like, 20 comments, I'll probably start posting, like, daily videos. And I honestly might start, like, live streaming all the time with my dog, too. So, like, let me know. Uh-oh. Well, this ain't good. How the f*** did I do that, dude? Well, at least I went upriver, I guess. Fuck. Good. finally seeing how long it takes for me to get back to the ramp from down here at the I think it's Raccoon Mountain like discharge or whatever. Hopefully I'm not taking on any water. I got about 4 or 5 miles probably to go back to get back home. We'll see if I can make it on one 24-hour Militech battery. So if I can make it, shout out to Militech if that's the case. But if not, I'm hoping I didn't destroy my electronics.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.